Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Ford, and protein has been a hot topic today in both my personal and professional life. And I just wanted to hop on here to talk maybe 2 to 3 minutes on how you can sneak some protein in. Why you would want to do that, let me sit in front of the light. Why would you want to do that is a lot of times if you're trying to build muscle, sustain muscle, or repair muscle, or hair, skin, or nails, any sort of connective tissue, protein is really advantageous to do all of that. And so having a certain amount of protein for your body type that can be calculated officially. You could probably look on the internet, but I wouldn't be able to do that on a YouTube channel unless I saw your medical chart in front of me. There's different calculations that you can do. There's different calculations that are floating around. There's definitely medically nutrition therapy approved calculations. So each person is so different when it comes to that. But in general, if you're having 2 to 3 servings of protein at a meal, it doesn't necessarily need to be from like 2 ounces of chicken or 3 ounces of chicken, because you can get protein from grain-based foods. You can get protein from vegetables. You can get protein from nuts and seeds. You can get protein from grains. It doesn't actually have to be a protein, like animal-based food. And then there's so many factors that go into the digestibility, the absorbability, the amino acid score, so many different things, the contents of the food that go into it. But in general, if you're trying to get 2 to 3 servings of protein, which is 14 to 21 grams, if you're counting macros, some people that's going to be really low, some people that's going to feel really high. And so each person's story with food is different. Where you're going to find grain-based foods that have protein, think whole grains. And so when you have a whole grain, you're having all 3 parts of the grain, the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. When you have a refined grain, meaning you're removing the outer shell and one part of the grain, you're going to be missing some of the protein. What's left is the endosperm, and that doesn't contain as much protein. So a refined grain, people will say, is bad, where a whole grain is going to have all the nutrition that you're hoping for. In terms of vegetables, things like Brussels sprouts, asparagus, they're going to have some protein. Now, it's going to have lots of fiber, and some people argue over the way that that's cooked and how it's processed. But scientifically, the food science is there is going to be some protein in those vegetables. Nuts and seeds, you're going to see a lot of protein in chia seed, flax seeds, hemp seeds. And then in terms of legumes, you're going to see lots in beans like chickpeas, black beans, navy beans. And so there can be a discussion on how those are prepared and how those are digested. And that's going to be a different conversation. But the food science, it's actually going to be giving you the protein. How you digest it, how you absorb it is dependent upon each person. Ideally, you are preparing beans and grains in a way where you're breaking down some of the phytic acids so it is easier to digest. Ideally, you're not dousing them in a bunch of sauces and things that are going to eliminate the benefits of the protein and cause an inflammatory response, like a sugar spike or a blood sugar spike. But depending upon your metabolic response, sometimes foods can cause blood sugar spikes and then you don't get the benefits of the protein. But the body is really adaptable and really wise. And so overall, getting a good protein intake throughout the day should give you a good amino acid pool so you can create new tissues. So in general, every time you eat, just try to think, am I getting protein from protein sources? And that would be a good way to start. I hope that helps. Okay.